Surprisingly, I feel better now than I did a couple 100 miles ago. In June, I was kind of got off to a bit of a slow start, had to play a little bit of catch up. I would do stuff like run 2 18-mile days back to back in June heat, no water. Now, I can stay hydrated, bought a pair of like recovery boots. Yeah, just like building easy days. So I'm like, 630 miles in, feeling pretty good. Haven't had a day off in 2 weeks, I think. I'm gonna say it was Sam Federer's idea. There's this like urban legend kind of high school kids staying in shape between track and cross country season by trying to run 1,000 miles over the course of their summer. We set the barriers of Memorial Day to Labor Day. We're gonna do it. Like grown-ass men. We're gonna try to do this thing that 16-year-olds supposedly do. That puts me for this week at 77.5 miles, which I'm happy with. After 100 last week, I'm good. I'm good with it. The run that we just did put me a little bit over the top of everyone for the week. A really cool one to look at is Colby, who went out for 22 yesterday.
These guys showed up with a giant trunk full of seltzer cases, and I just took a bunch of them, and then now I drink seltzer. So
last summer it was because there were no races and there was really nothing to train for. I think having like the group encouragement and also just like having, even though it's an arbitrary number and no one really cares, it's at least something to like keep you in check.
Yeah, there was nothing going on last summer, and everyone was kind of unemployed or underemployed. I think I had been talking about doing it for a while.
Well, you did 500, didn't you, the year before? And I was like, fuck it, it's 1,000.
Yeah, 500 is not that many. Really, we wanted to make a t-shirt, like the Great Cross Country t-shirt, 1,000 Mile Club, 750 Mile Club. And last summer, because of the way the dates worked out, it was gonna be exactly 66.6 miles per week, which we all were tickled by.
It doesn't mean anything, we just like salsa. It means nothing.
Many people have asked me what I do to fuel my recovery and like some sponsored drink, but instead it's just a bunch of guys sitting around drinking just seltzer. At some point, if you let yourself buy into like this branding too much, you're David Byrne in this comically large suit in a Talking Heads video, asking yourself, how did I get here? It's more just like a subtle commentary of what running culture is right now, especially in New York. Like, running culture in New York is like right now all about brands, like personal stories crafted to promote your own personal brand.
There's a lot of like just production. It's hard to really just go for a run with a group without photographers, and which is ironic.
Yeah, literally. It feels like now, anytime that you scroll through Instagram, it's like you know exactly what runs, who is at. There's like really high quality photos of everything that's happening. Like everyone is like posting all these like motivational quotes and like a million photos of themselves about their journey. And yeah, we get it. Like you're into running too. Like, and that's like not to shit on any run clubs. So much of what makes running in the city great is like all the squads and events and everything. But this is sort of like the anti-run club idea. It's just like, yeah, mileage and some loose affiliation that has something to do with seltzer.
No social media account.
What running in general, especially running in New York, needs less of is branding and more of just authenticity. Like getting out there every day and running 10 miles. I'm gonna run 1,000 miles in the summer for no real reason other than just to do it. The intention is just to get out there every day, get the miles in, and help my friends do the same, you know?
I think the best part is seeing people who maybe didn't like kill it last year, getting it this year. Eric started last year and then a car ran over his foot. And he was just like, okay, month one, I'm out. And then this year he's like absolutely tearing. So maybe I've made a little peace with maybe not making it this year. But that's okay, just running. Nobody's winning anything. Sometimes you just gotta have fun with it.
There's obviously like the internal shit-talking competition, which is really what drives the whole thing. I want everyone to like make it. Some of our like daily rants, if you ever catch them, or affirmation talks. Be like, all right, get your miles today, guys. I know it's hot.
There's a lot of shit talking.
Yeah, I think Eric actually explains it really well. It's just like sort of a joke with some accountability.
There's some light rivalry, which is like funny. We're all friends. But for example, last year, myself and Ben Pratt were just kind of trash talking to each other. And then he just went and fucking destroyed everyone. So a little shit talking can go well sometimes.
The ultimate Ben.
Ben versus Ben. But I came back this year and I fucking crushed him.
I'm like 9:20 or so after today, so did not make it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I let the team down a bit, but at the end of the day, I don't think anyone really cares.
I feel good. I was the first one to make it to 1,000 this year. So, Seltzer champion 2021.
Oh, smells good too. Last year I was the first one to finish. This year though, I'm just preparing for the inevitable fail, but not dropping out. You're not safe until you do legit hit 1,000. Colby is in the lead, 984. Ben Rayner has 948. Eric has 925. Sam Fetter's at 905. That's he's on the cut line. He still has to put up a monster week.
I'm gonna finish tomorrow at the very last minute. And
That's probably it.
And now everybody below, probably not make it. Oh, Colby did it. He uploaded a 1004, first to it. First one. No, see, like, I feel kind of inspired. I was like, fuck, maybe I should just run the 200-mile week. See how, like, my attitude just changed? That group, like, it can swing your attitude so quickly, you know? Now I'm thinking, like, can I just do a 50K, like, every day this week? It's 28 miles a day. Damn, that's a lot. I don't know.
This is more like self-improvement and discipline, perseverance. But it is, you know, it's mundane as hell. There's no glory and there's no fucking hero workouts, is there really?
no,
There's no.
no. I think if it was super exciting and there was some big payoff at the end, that more people would finish it. But I'm gonna finish 1,000 tomorrow. And nobody's gonna throw confetti.
I mean, I only finished 3 days early. I only took 1 day off the whole time. It's basically an average of 11, almost 11 a day. To me, it's more like the sort of Bill Rogers geezer training. Like, just go and keep running. You keep running. To me, that's the best way to get better at something is to, you know, you do your 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
10% talent, 90% sweat, basically. It's the biggest delayed gratification sport ever. Like, you run 4 months to then attempt to run a marathon 2 minutes quicker than you did a year ago. It sounds nuts, but there's a huge direct correlation between what you put in and what you get out.
If you're a boxer or a tennis player, maybe you get lucky. Your opponent has an off day. But when you're kind of your own opponent, you're taking the wins and the losses all at the same time.
You want to go back and then...
Yeah.
I always tell people, like, go ahead and fail at something rather than quitting, because you won't learn anything when you quit. I'm definitely gonna fail this thing. There's 200 miles left, and I'm like not gonna run 200 miles. I could probably put up like a 100-mile week, just not 200. It's always in the back of my head, like, yeah, I'm doing the math. How much do I gotta run? 200. Like, you don't quit it in your brain. As much as you think, like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it, but you didn't quit. You didn't quit yet.